Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix. This is the 2023 Honda Pilot. Now it is all new on the exterior. It is more rugged, as you can see. The interior is more modern, there is more room. It is longer, it is wider, and if you decide to go with the Trail Sport, which we do in a separate review, it's an inch taller. So we got about 7.3 inches of ground clearance. But there is a lot that makes this vehicle pretty impressive. Let's get started with the vehicle itself. The hood is much longer than the previous generation, and the glass is much bigger and taller, but also those wiper blades are tucked down underneath. This is all about keeping this vehicle aerodynamic, but also keeping it with a more modern look with some ruggedness to it. You'll notice the LED headlights and this new front grille and lower valance area. Pretty impressive looking, but there's a lot more when you come around to the side. Coming around to the side, you're going to see all new sheet metal. You'll also notice a very distinct, strong body line that runs all the way down the vehicle. This is all new. Also, the C-pillar area is now body color. All of the metal is brand new. Our test vehicle is an elite trim level, which rides on 20-inch alloy wheels on all-season Bridgestone tires. You'll also note that the brakes are larger, as the undercarriage of this vehicle is the same as an Acura MDX. That's where it starts. But there are a lot of improvements, which includes the all-wheel drive system and the fact that all of the connecting points as far as suspension have been improved, which gives you better connectivity to the road. You'll note the all-wheel drive logo, which is standard on the Trail Sport, but on the Elite and the other trim packages, it is optional. You may not need all-wheel drive, but you might want it, and the Elite logo here. Also for the Elite, you'll notice that there is chrome surrounds on the exhaust pipe and that new rear valance. Now, I've also noticed that the seats are much more comfortable in this vehicle. They've got better support both laterally and across the back. On the passenger side, there is no lumbar. There is a lumbar adjustment on the driver's side in this vehicle. We'll go back into the second and third row and show you that seating in just a minute. But as far as visibility, you've got an around view camera on the upper trim levels. You've got a longer nose, but you also have more glass. Lower sill level here. All of this makes this vehicle a big improvement over its previous generation. And this vehicle is running for North American SUV of the Year for 2024. In the second row, you can see this beautiful panoramic roof is blasting the sun here in Arizona through the glass. But I wanted to show you the second row seat with the center folded down. There is a latch system, and this centerpiece is removable. We'll talk about where it stores when we get to cargo, so you want to stay for that. In the second row, what's important to note is there is more legroom. Also, these seats in the second row recline about 60 degrees, perfect for child safety seats. There's about 10 degrees of adjustment in the third row, which is a little bit tight, but they fold down 60/40, and there is USB-C charging ports on both sides and 2 cup holders, which makes it really great. What's important to note is this center seat also has a latch attachment here, so you could put 3 safety seats across the second row. But even better, the new Pilot offers a child safety seat on the 40% section of the third row, which means you could put 4 child safety seats in the new Honda Pilot. In the doors, you've got your audio system, your beautiful Bose audio system, and more cup holders for large containers. This vehicle holds 14 different cup holders and 10 different USB-C chargers, which is fabulous. Manual window blinds, and there's storage behind each of the seats. You have ventilation behind the center console, climate control. This is a 3-stage climate control setup, as well as more USB-C connections. It's all about connectivity and a place to put your things. If you've got 2 people in the second row, you can fold down this middle seat, 2 cup holders, and more storage for whatever kind of junk you're bringing with you. In front of you is a 10.3-inch customizable instrument cluster. Allows you to even minimize it down to just a speedometer and safety features if you want. All that can be adjusted by the controls that are on each side of the steering wheel. Your heated steering wheel button, by the way, is on the bottom, as well as your cruise control. The adjustability for that is very simple to use, very understandable. Now, what's also nice is the nice new soft materials that are here. In the center, you've got 7-inch standard center screen that is on the base levels. On the EXL, the Elite, and the Sport, you're going to get that 9-inch screen with that multi-camera round view, and again, Apple CarPlay Android Auto, wireless, excellent. All of everything you need is right here, including cabin talk, which is great for that third row when the kids are not listening. You've got AM radio, your hotspot for your Wi-Fi. Everything is right here and super easy to use, including the Honda Link. Going further down, you got vents, and one of my favorite features they just added back in is the storage tray right here in front of the passenger side. This is great for whether you're putting stuff for the kids, maybe you got a dog in the car, you can put some snacks there, or for yourself, or your sunglasses, or whatever it might be. Really good storage, tons and tons of 3 levels of storage in the door, not just cup holders. There's 14 cup holders, there's 10 USB charge ports. There's a lot of storage in this vehicle because it's who's using it. So below that is your glove box. In the center, you've got all your climate control, easy to use, 3-stage heated, 3-stage ventilated seats. Down here you have your rear settings and your rear lock, so you can control that from up front. Below that you have storage for the key, which is right here. Just pretty simple key, nothing fancy. USB, USB-C charging, as well as a 12-volt outlet if you have a radar detector or something has to be plugged in. Wireless charging on the left side, storage for at least another full-size phone on the right. 2 cup holders, the new shifter, which is right here. Below that is your drive modes. There are 5 drive modes, like I said, on under the hood. For the lower trim level, 7 if you purchase the Elite and the Trail Sport. And so that's just as simple as flipping that switch. You can hear it. It changes the colors in front of you: snow, trail, sand, tow, whatever that might be. So we're gonna go back to the normal mode here. You've got an auto off so that the vehicle doesn't shut off at traffic lights. I appreciate that. Your brake hold, which a lot of people like, because when you're sitting at a traffic light, you can take your foot off the brake and it won't roll. Further back, a jumbo center console. Inside here is enough to put a tablet, your purse, a smaller purse, but you can put a lot of things here. And that's what it's about. Tons of storage, and we'll talk about that more in cargo when we get to the end, as well as pricing, so you want to stay for that. When it comes to safety, it's all standard. The Honda Safety Suite comes with literally everything that you would want to keep your family safe. This is a 3-row SUV, and this is really important. Now, there is a new crash test rating from IIHS. This is what happens in a 37-mile-an-hour crash on a side impact. This is the new test. The door gets dented, but all these airbags deploy. That includes 2nd and 3rd row air curtains, airbags on the side, and also knee airbags, which are new for this vehicle. In addition, there are a lot of other safety features, but the key is this vehicle should meet the NHTSA 5-star crash test rating, as well as the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. In addition, there is 2-row seat reminders, lane keep assist, forward collision warning, collision mitigation, adaptive cruise control, traffic jam assist, and quite a bit more as standard. Under the hood is an all-new 3.5-liter V6 engine that's on all trim levels with 285 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Backed by a new 10-speed automatic transmission that offers faster and smoother shifts, and paddle shifters are standard. There are 7 drive modes on the Trail Sport, as well as in the Elite and the upper trim levels. There are 7 drive modes on the Trail Sport, which includes normal, economy, snow, tow, sport, trail, and sand. That is also the same trim levels that are on the Elite. If you go with the lower trim levels, you'll have 5 drive modes. All-wheel drive is standard on the Trail Sport and the Elite, and optional on the other trims. This is a new and more capable, quicker responding suspension and all-wheel drive system. Honda Pilots earn 21 miles to the gallon combined, and it uses regular unleaded gas. Towing capacity up to 5,000 pounds. As we're driving through beautiful Sedona, Arizona, there is snow on the ground, and this gives us a chance to see the new all-wheel drive system. First thing you're going to notice right away, because it's got a stiffer, more rigid chassis, is you're going to notice that this vehicle has better contact to the road. If you've driven the previous generation Pilot, it was great. But this is so much better because it's actually got better contact with the roadway. There are bigger brakes. There is better suspension. And if you're going off-road, then you'll want to look at the Trail Sport, and we'll post that in a completely separate review. But what's interesting about the Elite, although we've had the Elite trim level before, now it's just that much more. And so they really thought about the bigger things that people experience when driving a car. The connectivity to the roadway, the steering, the all-wheel drive capability, and that has all been improved in this vehicle. And you can really see this is all new. Now, as far as pickup, new 10-speed automatic transmission has a little bit of lag, but it also gives you that passing ability when you need it. And we are noticing that there's black ice on the roadway today. And this is really good because if you live in an area where there is black ice, you live in that upper half of the country, or in this case, maybe even the lower half, because we are in Arizona, you're going to note that you're going to feel that traction, that gripping. This is the all-new system, and you can immediately tell that it handles better than the previous generation. One thing I noticed right away is this vehicle's a lot quieter. There's more insulation in this vehicle. So if you want to have a conversation with the person next to you or even in the third row, this is really quiet. I mean, silence. And that's excellent when you're talking about an SUV with 3 rows because it's a family vehicle. It's a transport of a lot of people typically. And especially with kids in the back, they're going to talk louder if they can't hear each other, which would probably drive you crazy. So they've accomplished that in a lot of ways by just fixing all the things that weren't broken, but made them even better. I mean, this has been a top-selling vehicle for Honda, and they know it. So how do you make it better? You find out what customers want, and your feedback produced this vehicle that is more than just a daily driver. It has a lot of capability, and it has towing capacity up to 5,000 pounds. If you're into camping or maybe just hauling a trailer with whatever in the back, then you'll find this vehicle has good capability, and you no longer have to install that aftermarket cooler, which you used to have on the previous generation. Because the Honda Pilot is larger than its previous generation, you're looking at 22 cubic feet of storage with the third row up. However, below this cover is additional storage, and you can take that center console that's in the second row and it stores deep into this bin. It is a 12-inch bin. Now if you decide to go with the Trail Sport, which we've done in a different review, you'll find that that bin is much more shallow because it has a full-size spare. There is not a full-size spare available in the Elite or in any of the other trim levels. So it's important to note, but what you do get is the ability to store that third row in here. It weighs about 30 pounds. It ties down, and it also allows for extra storage if you have someone sitting in the second row. So it gives you that captain's chair or bench chair combination. The one other thing you can do is flip this lid over. There is a more rugged cover, and it's good for putting wet items there so that you don't get your carpet dirty. Now, when you put down the second row seating, you're now at 60 cubic feet of storage, which is quite a bit of space. Very easy to put the seats down. Just pull the strap, and these seats do recline 10 degrees. And now you've got all the additional space you're going to need. Pricing starts for the LX trim at $36,950, all the way up to this premium trim level of the Elite, all-wheel drive with all the extra goodies, the Bose audio system and tons of storage, and you're coming in at $52,000. This vehicle has a lot of new things to it that make it a better vehicle, a safer vehicle, more rugged looking on the outside, but more modern and spacious on the interior. With the new safety features and the new safety rating, this vehicle really does shine. Tons of competitors in this category. The list is down below. We have reviewed all the competitors in this category. Make sure that you take them all for a test drive. Check with your insurance agent. Find out what your rates are going to be before you make your final decision. I'm sure you have additional questions on the brand new Honda Pilot, and if you do, put that down in the comments down below and I will get an answer for you. There's a lot of competitors in this category. Make sure to test drive all the competitors. We have reviewed them on our channel. Check with your insurance agent to make sure you get your final pricing so you know how much it's going to cost you so you get the right vehicle. If you got value from this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you'd like to support our channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. The link for that is down in the description, as well as for our website, social media, podcast, and book. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks so much for your time.